Hello everyone, Carnivore Chip here coming to you from the deck on the timeshare on the fairway here, the golf course at Club Wyndham, Fairfield Glade, Tennessee, outside of Crossville, Tennessee, on my last night here for this visit. I just got back in from town. I was going to make this about an hour ago when they had lightning and thunder in the area, so I thought I'd drive into town and get gas and refill my jug for the road tomorrow. I didn't realize gas had gone up 50 cents a gallon since I got here on Friday last week. Gas Buddy told me that at Buc-ee's it was $2.35 a gallon, which I didn't rush to get it because I'd gotten some in further east, right? Maybe a few miles into Tennessee. It was past Bristol for $2.33 a gallon, which was the cheapest I'd found on the trip so far. Imagine my surprise. Well, Gas Buddy had said Buc-ee's had gone up to $2.49, which I thought 14 cents a gallon jump in a week is kind of high, till I got there and the pumps actually said $3.89 a gallon for regular 87 octane unleaded, and $2.99 for premium. I thought, nah, it's probably cheaper a little heading on the back, even though the closer you get to DC, the higher it tends to get. So I've learned to always fill up as I move east. So I didn't get it at Buc-ee's, but I got on Gas Buddy and I found a Sunoco that had it for $2.55 a gallon, which is relatively cheap compared to what I've been paying in Northern Virginia. But just one of those things I'm always having to factor in as I travel. And if you've watched any financial news over the last week, you know, I guess I should have expected gas prices to go up, even though crude oil has been going down the whole week, along with the stock market, except the last day or two, and gold and silver have been going way up high. So if you took my suggestion a while back and bought some, you're probably pretty happy this week, even though today gold kind of sold off. It hit an all-time record high. I think it touched $3,500 an ounce. I think it was yesterday. Today it dropped $100 and some an ounce. So I expected another pullback before it really goes up. So I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I've watched a lot of the financial people on YouTube this week casting it to the TV, and it appears to be the consensus is that gold, the precious metals, will have a drop, especially if the tariffs are rescinded and the stock market goes up, before they go on a rocket ship ride up in the future. It could be up to 2 years into the future. So don't quote me on that, but you might want to think about it. Let's see what else has happened. Oh, I had a Zoom meeting this morning with Amy Berger, the keto without the crazy low carb nutritionist that I met on the way down last week in Staunton. So that was 12 o'clock Eastern, so 11 o'clock here. I'd gotten up and gotten ready for it. It looks like my hair's sticking up. I can't really see with the sun. That made it worse, I think. Anyway, I have the headphones back on because I'm outside. There'd been a lot of golfers earlier, but I guess with lightning and a thunderstorm. And the raindrops were pretty big as I was driving into town, so I guess they all skedaddled and didn't come back out. But anyway, I thought with them there'd be more background noise. I do see a squirrel up on the tee. No, he's on the other side of it. And a robin, or I think it's a robin, on the middle tee there. Like I said yesterday, the tee is right here. The green is right over there where I don't even see the flag now. Maybe it's behind one of the trees. I'm beginning to, there it is, the blue one. I'm beginning to think they move the hole every day because the flag is always in a different spot. And there were people out here mowing the grass earlier, both the homeowners over there and the golf course people. They didn't do the resort, which really needs it. The dandelions are very high, which is kind of how you can tell the grass needs to be cut. I don't see any right here. But this will go up on Saturday, and by then I will be back in West Virginia. Let me just kind of give you a rundown of the next few days. Even though I have this till Friday morning, I think checkout is at 10 a.m. I will be leaving tomorrow, probably about noon or 1 p.m., to head back to the hotel, the Hard Rock Casino Hotel in Bristol. Use my second free night. When I reserved the night, it said there was a $15 amenity fee. It doesn't look like it ever got charged, and they said it had a zero balance when I left, and so of course they take a credit card for incidentals like a deposit. That has been released in the week, and I didn't get any charge, so it really was a free complimentary night, and I expect the same. I'm in a king bedroom, which was very nice, and I have a workshop, a YouTube workshop, Friday morning. I think it's 9 or 9:30 Eastern time, and checkout is 11, so I'll ask them if I can stay to 12, because the call may not end till 10:30 or 11. And then I'll go from Bristol. Well, actually, tomorrow, I think I'm going to try to go by Gatlinburg and use up the $25 birthday gift from Landry's Select Club at the Bubba Gump in Gatlinburg. I think it's going to add 30 or 40 miles to the trip, but Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge is always an interesting place to go. I haven't fully decided on that because I'm getting to where, especially if gas is going up 50 cents a gallon, I don't know that I want to drive an extra 40 miles to use up a gift card. I'm often just as happy to get a hot dog and take it out of the bun at Sam's Club or Costco. Sometimes I'll get a piece of pizza and wrap the hot dog in the pizza. 4 meat or pepperoni pizza. Costco doesn't have 4 meat, but Sam's Club does. And there's one on 81 in Knoxville where Gas Buddy said gas was still $2.35 a gallon. So that would be cheaper than what I paid here, but I went on and filled up at the 55 because it may just be that they haven't updated the website yet. Let's see, where was I? Oh, I'll leave Bristol by noon on Friday. I need to call my friend that owns the farmhouse I sometimes stop at tonight. It's Wednesday. She might be at church Wednesday night, but I think her classes that she teaches are in the daytime on Wednesday. They're in the evenings on Tuesday and Thursday. So I just want to make sure nobody else is at the farmhouse. Even though there's 2 or 3 different rooms, the lady that lived above me at the townhouse in Woodbridge, which this same lady owns, sometimes goes out there, especially like to ride the riding mower and cut the grass. I did stop at Knoxville on the way in. I don't think I mentioned it in the video that went up today. I bought a ham, 4 dozen eggs. I've already started on the 3rd dozen, so I'll have more eggs and ham for dinner tonight, and I'll have eggs and ham for breakfast tomorrow. Well, I guess it depends on if I decide if I'm going to stop at Bubba Gump or not. But that's all cooked. I'll have that to snack on the road tomorrow. You know, when it gets to your birthday, you get a whole lot of eating that you don't normally do. In fact, I got an email today saying that Ruby Tuesdays was giving me a free dessert for my birthday. But I noticed in the fine print, it said if you didn't want a dessert, you could have they call it a garden bar. I'd call it a salad bar, add on to a entree. And Red Robin has sent me a coupon. It's either for a free hamburger or $10 off one or something like that, but I think it's a free hamburger, but you have to spend $5 for something else to get it. So I guess you have to buy a drink or a dessert or a milkshake or something, which I may just let some of these go. When I drove Miss Alice around, we would sign up for all of them because her birthday is tax day. April was tax day. She passed the year before I had the stroke. I'm glad she was gone because I was her driver and companion. We didn't use the word caregiver because that has legal implications, and I didn't. You know, she was 95 years old when she died, and she was in a memory care home. So there were people that bathed her, changed her diaper, all that stuff, kept her clean, fed her. There were meals provided. So I never did any of that kind of stuff. But before she fell and went to the care home, I would go by her apartment, drive her, we'd go out to lunch. So we signed up for all these birthday things, and most of them are good for a month. So she'd have one, I'd have one. It didn't cost her a whole lot the month of April. It's her birthday's in the middle, mine's at the end, you know. And places aren't as generous these days as they were back then. So that was 11 years ago that she passed away, because it'll be 10 years this August when I had the stroke. So it may have been 10 years. I want to say, she passed the same day my mother did, July 17th, but 10 years. 9 years earlier. I guess this will be 2 years Mom has been gone. So anyway, then I'll be at the farm, but they have a low water bridge, and it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. That's why I was hoping to pack the car today, and I will. You know, there is a kind of dark cloud. I imagine we'll have more rain tonight, but it's a short walk from the front porch to the car. I just got to get the laundry finished. The dishwasher I already ran, so whatever I use for dinner, I'll start it again after breakfast tomorrow. Fortunately, with this being a rental, I don't have to clean quite as much as I do on a house sit. But I will spend hopefully 2 nights at the farm in West Virginia, which is over the mountain. 81 goes up the east side of the mountain, and I cross to the west side, enter West Virginia, and then she's you go over about at Harrisonburg, Virginia, and then you go a little ways north, and I'll spend Friday and Saturday night there, and I'll have the ham and eggs still to eat. I don't like to carry a lot of food with me when I have an overnight, but there is a refrigerator in the hotel. I learned that last time, so I better take the cooler in this time. I was so tired. It took a little longer to get there than I expected last time, but I'm much closer this time. So this trip will actually be about 4 days before I get to the next house sit. I start the next house sit on Sunday, and so I'll be getting on the road about noon Thursday. They want me in Winchester at 9 a.m. on Sunday, and then they will head towards Dulles Airport. I believe they're going to their son's house, and they're going to take them to the airport. They wanted to get there early enough to enjoy the club and have a lunch in one of the airline clubs. Those are handy when you're traveling. I have a lifetime membership with Delta Airlines, which you can't get anymore. But I haven't flown. I think I've flown twice since the pandemic, so that doesn't really help me a whole lot. And that's probably long enough for today. Like I said, I'll leave here Thursday morning, tomorrow morning. This will be posted Saturday morning, so I should be in West Virginia, and hopefully I'll get a few videos made on the back deck at the farm, if it's not raining. I mentioned the low water bridge, so if the water's over the bridge, I have to park on the other side, or I think the water's going to go over the bridge before I leave. As my dad says, your car, kind of a low rider. I have a Toyota Camry hybrid, and then when I load it, of course, it's even lower. So no, I'm not taking any risk driving across a low water bridge when water's going across it, even if it's a very shallow amount. But they have a swinging bridge. I also don't want to carry a lot of stuff across a swinging bridge and then up the hill to the farmhouse. So I'm hoping it's just a small amount of rain and it stays east of the mountain. If it doesn't go west, it won't get into the river that goes in front of that house. But that's what I'm dealing with, and thank you for joining me on the deck. There were some people on that deck last night as it started to rain, but they checked out today. Oh, and last night there was today apparently somewhere, there was a event that had a lot of Porsche cars, because 15 of them were staying in these villas. Well, people out of 15 Porsches, the Porsches weren't staying in the villa. The Porsches were parked out front, and they all had fins on them like they were racing ones. I didn't look at see if they were 911s or what, but I asked one guy who had an Arizona license plate, and he said they were going to some raceway today, and then 150 of them were meeting in Atlanta later in the month. So they're kind of loud when they pull in it. Of course, with the road being on that side and the bedroom being the second windows down there, didn't bother me. I didn't hear them, and I think they were all in before I went to bed. But it was kind of rainy, but I did drive the loop. I counted 15 of them. I thought, wow, that's an awful lot of expensive cars. So my car will be safe tonight. If there's a problem, nobody's going to break into the cheap one. So anyway, y'all have a great night, great day, great weekend. I guess this is going up on Saturday. We'll see you then, and I hope to have another video ready for Wednesday. As soon as I get enough done, I can shave all my, not shave it off, I want to really cut my hair short, but I want about 2 weeks worth of videos done before I do that, so it has time to grow back out a little bit, because sometimes when I cut it myself, it's not very attractive. We'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye-bye.